What's up? It's Taniesha Westbrook, and welcome to the Taniesha Westbrook Show. We live, baby. All right, so I'm super hyped because this is the first live version of the Taniesha Westbrook Show, and I brought along in 2025 two of my favorite, dearest, closest friends, Dr. T, yeah, and Kenya P. So, before we get into the actual show, I would love for you all to introduce yourselves. So let's start with Kenya first. Tell the Taniesha Westbrook Cool Girls Create audience a little bit about yourself.
Hi, beautiful people. So I am Kenya, born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee. Came here to Nashville to attend the Tennessee State University. Never left, but have a background in marketing and communications. I've done work with small PR firm to education nonprofits, and that's kind of my lane right now. Also on my own event planning business. Yeah.
Whoop whoop! Yay! I know that's right. Okay, so next, my girl, Dr.
Neat.
T. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
My name is Dr. Contrecia Tharpe. I go by Dr. T. I am the owner and founder, as well as the chief brand strategy architect at Favon Creative. We're a full service marketing, branding, and communications agency. We deal with everything from small businesses to Fortune 500 companies, as well as digital creators, content creators, and athletes. I've done that for the last 16 years. It's what I love to do. I teach it. I just recently released or co-authored a textbook about it.
Whoop
And
Yeah,
from a bookshelf.
my girl.
But just released the first textbook Christmas Eve. The next one will come in the spring of this year. And that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I live in Nashville along with these two amazing, amazing women. And just super excited about the conversation and to see how loose we gonna get.
whoop.
I know, right? Cause y'all, okay, I ain't gonna hold you if you watching or if you tune in a little bit later. My nerves have kicked in because I'm usually not live, but we're gonna get into it. So, before we get into the hottest stories, y'all, I didn't even do my intro. First of all, the
Like,
Taniesha Westbrook Show. The Taniesha Westbrook Show is where we break down the hottest stories in marketing, branding, and business. So we're going to kick off with a couple of hot seat questions. Then we're going to go into some of the news stories that are out here in these streets, y'all. We're going to give some business advice later in the show. And we're going to talk about what's trending and what's trash in 2025 when it comes to social media, marketing, and just promoting yourself as a business owner or leader. So, before we get into the questions, how was y'all week so far? Like today is Tuesday. What's tea?
It feels like it's still Monday. It's,
do I look
I think
because there was
it's yeah, it's still like, and I'm still in the phase, like those first 2 weeks of January, or like of a new year, or where you're still trying to figure out like what is the day of the week, what is the actual date on the
Mm-hmm.
calendar, and so I don't know. I know it's Tuesday. I'm kind of iffy on the
Okay.
date.
you know what's crazy though? Normally it takes me about a month to get in the habit of putting it right now in the new year. But I think for work I've been having to do so much planning for 2025. I was like already writing it down. And
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't been a problem
Mm-hmm.
this year. I'm actually kind of surprised. I've been getting 2025 written down with no blunders. But
Not me.
I'm
Yeah.
here, making it.
Well, yeah. I feel like I'm getting back into the groove of things. Like I'm trying to start off strong and stay motivated. And it's only been like two and a half weeks into the year. But yeah, I feel like today's good. All right, so let's kick off with like a hot seat question. But in your opinion, so the first question is social media still the best tool for you to be promoting yourself in 2025? Who want to start?
I hop in. I I'm probably gonna be hesitant from using strong languages like best um with the social media, or when we're specifically talking about marketing. I think it should absolutely be like at least one of the strategies that you're using. But that's typically always my recommendation when it comes to like branding and marketing, is to keep it diverse. Because people, like, we're not monoliths. Everybody gets their information in a number of different ways. Um, and I think right now, as we'll get to talking about probably later on um, in the podcast, uh, social media is volatile right now, and it is
Mm,
changing rapidly. And if you put all of your um, efforts just on a social media strategy, you may find yourself struggling to get leads, to maintain leads, especially with us just not really being clear about what direction some of the most major platforms are headed in.
I agree. I think
okay.
that I think that social media should be a part of a larger ecosystem. So your strategy should encompass a lot of different parts. And like KP said, with the changes that we're seeing, especially like with TikTok, right? So where so many people have built their brands and things like that around TikTok, which is a social media platform, and then now we're seeing that that can be stripped away. And so many brands are now trying to like scramble and figure out what is the next step. Okay, well, I spent so much time developing my brand here that if this is stripped away, then how do I meet my audience? Who am I? Am I able to connect with my
Mhm.
audience somewhere else? And social media has always been that like that opportunity to meet your audience where they are. Like that was the biggest draw of social media. It removed the 6 degrees of separation. It allowed you to talk to your customers or potential audience one on one, but we have gotten away from owned assets from a marketing standpoint. So a lot of people don't have websites anymore. A lot of people don't
Mm.
have blogs and things that are theirs that they can point to. So I agree completely. I think that it should be a part of a larger ecosystem of marketing.
Okay. I mean, I guess I agree to an extent. I still think that social media is something that could easily change your life as a business owner, an influencer, if you know how to use it the right way. But I also agree that y'all, for real, like newsletters and blogs are coming back. So if you are someone who is building your social media presence, I'm starting to see a lot of creatives um, use social media to move people back to their newsletter, which is essentially their blog. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say, having an all around strategy. Now, let's give me a quick answer on this, but what is a trend in marketing that you want to say goodbye to forever? Forever,
Oh,
ever?
pick me. I know for
She
sure.
What?
said,
I know. I am. I. I'm ready for the trauma porn to go. Like um the what's the candy bowl stories where it's just people are trauma dumping, and I get this
Okay.
captivating folks, especially there's the big trend on Twitter.
TikTok.
I mean TikTok, with the pesto and all that. Right there, they'll reel you in, and the stories would be interesting. But these were real people's lives, right? That were essentially being exploited for like a few views and clicks from random strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And for
Mm.
me, it it was heavy, and I had to kind of change my algorithm because it's like you watch a couple of videos too long on TikTok, then that's all they're gonna show
That's
you.
all you
And I
see.
was getting depressed, like seeing because people have some really hard stories, and
Mm.
what it shows like folks are really looking for connection. Like most
Mm-hmm.
people are doing it, of course you got a bucket of people who are doing it because they would want the fame and notoriety associated with going viral. But a lot of people just I learned with that trend are just really hurting and looking for
Mm.
an outlet, someone to talk to. And I just want people to, go see the lady instead of exploiting themselves on
Social
the
media.
next.
Girl, girl, no, I said the lady. Go see the lady, y'all. Okay. What about you, Dr. T?
I have to say that I'm tired of seeing people try to sound like a PhD in their industry when connecting with their audience. So like all of the jargon and the big words that people try to use to make themselves seem like they have it all together and like
Please.
yeah, they're like, it's like, okay, let's stop with the jargon because ultimately, like your content is meant to connect you with your audience. So if I'm looking for your
Yeah,
services, I might not understand everything that you're saying, but you're too busy trying to appear like you are teaching a doctorate. Like,
yeah.
no, like just talk to me how you would talk to the homies. Like that's the thing that because authenticity is one of those like jargon words that everybody is talking about but then it's like, okay, well, you're not being authentic. Like you want me, you're telling me, okay, authenticity is key, but then you're giving me all of these jargon and big fluff words and things that are industry terms, and I'm not. That doesn't connect with me, so I'm ready for that to go.
I mean,
I want people to get back to the basics of just clear, concise messaging that will connect and make a difference.
I got an honorable mention real
Okay.
quick. I know,
Okay. What is
TikTok,
your
but I also I'm not gonna be sad to not hear that. Hey, are you still scrolling? I'm sick of that lady. I'm sick of her.
I was gonna
Everybody.
say
Her.
no, okay. The one that I'm really over is like the video starts with somebody falling and then it goes into like you like, hey, so did you have y'all seen these ads?
They do like the
Bro,
viral videos where it's like the bull kicking them, and
yes.
yeah,
You fall down the stairs and somebody fall down the stairs and then it's you.
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
so over it.
But that's just
Girl, I'm gonna
everybody's
have to
trying
show
to go
you one.
viral, and that's the thing too, is that we have almost gotten to a place where viral is this like extreme calculation that people can do, and it used to be like once in a lifetime. The videos that went viral were like 10 years old. Like
mm-hmm.
when y'all remember Scarlett took a tumble when she was on the table singing and dancing,
Oh my
like that
gosh.
video,
I love Scarlett.
that video didn't go viral as soon as Scarlett took her tumble. It went viral some years later. So we
I'm
have
laughing.
gotten to this point though where now everybody is chasing virality. Like everybody wants to be viral. And so it creates this like issue with TikTok and with Instagram
Yeah.
reels and everything where it's like the same content on repetition.
Scarlett took a tumble and Beyonce Clown had me in a chokehold.
Listen,
Y'all remember Beyonce Clown?
no.
She
And I never
I don't
saw
know about
Beyonce
the
playing.
the
Beyonce
lady
clown one.
she had on the clown mask. When
No,
you go
I've
to
never
YouTube,
You
type
gonna
in
have to
Beyonce
send me
Clown.
that one. Cause what?
I know.
And that's all I'm gonna say. Just go to YouTube, type in Beyonce
Okay,
Clown.
Beyonce clown.
Beyonce clown. We're gonna do that.
Okay,
I
y'all.
know Scarlett takes a tumble. I still sing that
So we're
song.
about to with the lean. I'll be practicing it, lean over a little bit, do the topple, bro.
Yeah.
Lord,
I want, you know what?
Right.
I have as much
So
faith in my 2025 as Scarlett had in that table. I'm believing. I
that
am
was
believing.
no,
I'm telling
okay.
you,
But
Clown.
she had said that wasn't her first time doing that, and she always be on top of the table. That's what she had said. That's what she
The
said.
Lord meant for her to go back off of it.
Yep, it was divine. Okay,
Divine.
y'all. So we're about to switch gears and we're about to talk about some marketing tea. Now, this is my favorite part of the show because I love giving my opinion behind the scenes about what people should be doing with their marketing and their branding. So we're going to start with now bear with me, y'all, because I'm producing this show, so this video might take forever to load, but we about to see. So, did y'all hear that you could buy a car on Amazon?
When you
Yes.
told me.
Did y'all hear this? Yeah. So
Yes.
this video that's playing is the new it's all choppy, but it's the new ad for Hyundai, and they've partnered with Amazon, and you can now, you see that? Amazon Autos, you could buy a car on Amazon. What do y'all think about that? Do y'all trust? Are y'all trusting in this
I
process?
trust Amazon with everything. Listen, so Amazon, if you look at the logo, the smile takes you from A to Z, right? So it's telling you that it offers
Ooh.
everything from A to Z. And so Amazon is just one of those brands where, even though, like, granted, the brand is having some issues in the current political environment that we see, and people are kind of pulling back, not from what the brand stands for, but from what the brand is aligned with now. But everything has always been, oh, I need something really quick. Let me get it tomorrow. Let me go to Amazon. Or, hey, where'd you get that from? Oh, it's on Amazon. You can get it tomorrow on Prime. So Amazon has that brand that already stands for reliability, trustworthiness, that kind of thing. And like I said, that A to Z. And so we're going to be able to buy a lot more stuff. When I found out you can buy bundles and wigs off
Um,
of, I trusted
And
Carvana,
that's
so
on
not a switch
period.
code Amazon. Hello. So when you can buy bundles and wigs and lace fronts and everything else off of Amazon, a car is not too far for it.
yeah, when I was researching it, it seems like basically what who put in the chat said, it's basically going to be like Carvana or Kelly Blue Book. Looks like it'll be like a marketplace. So you won't be able to click and then Amazon pull a car up to your house, but it'll connect you with like a local dealership or that they're partnering with. And it looks like I think Hyundai and maybe BMW. It's one other brand that looks like is a part of this like kind of pilot program. But I'm not surprised. Amazon is trying to like monopolize all of the industries. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, so this just feels like, yeah, makes sense. The next,
Amazon is the Walmart of the
Okay.
internet.
at this point, they have surpassed Walmart. But you know what? Walmart said we're not going down without a fight, okay? Because
You
you
can
know
get some
Walmart
practices on Walmart.
to like kind of be like Amazon. So
Yeah.
okay,
Now,
Walmart.
if Amazon, I mean, if Walmart starts selling cars, baby, I
Don't
don't know about that.
I mean, we used to
think
But
go
it's too
to the oil
far.
change there all the time. Well, I don't know. Maybe it was just me. We was just a little, you know, at the poverty line. But oil changes and all that stuff at Walmart used to happen.
You ain't never got your oil change at Walmart. You can get tires at Walmart.
Hey,
You can
before
get your eyes.
charge
You
the
can get your
lady,
eyes checked
we
at
used
Walmart.
tires, everything. Girl, yes.
You get
Especially
tires, oil change.
oh yeah.
You can get your nails done. You can get your eyes checked. You can get your medicine. Go to Walmart for everything. You can get.
not y'all. They okay. So we got a comment here. The incredible thing is, Bezos doesn't own the products. That's true. That's true.
And he's
Okay.
so far
So
removed from
speaking
what
of,
Amazon was now. Like Amazon is not like it's his, but it's not really him anymore.
yeah. And then we had another comment that says Walmart is trying to keep up. Speaking of Walmart, let's switch
Mm-hmm.
gears and talk about. So you have had to be living under a rock if you have not heard about the fires that were happening in California, right?
Mhm.
Recently, I did a post on LinkedIn where I talked about, as a company or a business owner, it's important to read the room when it comes to what's happening in the world, right? So if you, when the fires were going on, the last thing that you should have been doing was promoting something. But this brings me to my story about Drea Michelle from the Basketball Wives back in the day. So she she recently did an ad where she was promoting an air purifier, and she had Beyonce's internet in an uproar, y'all. They just could not believe that she was promoting an air purifier. So some people were like, this is great because if you live near the area, you might need an air purifier because the air is crazy right now. And other people was like, no, Drea, you trying to get this coin while these fires are going on. What is wrong with you? Okay, so what y'all think?
It
Kenya?
was extremely tone.
Well, I love Drea, but my poor girl just continues to like. I can't tell if it's if at this point I can't tell whether she's like intentionally trying to be controversial, because you know you do have some people that are like that, that are like, I mean, it's gonna get outrage still gets me the buzz in the dollars, right? Or if it's just that she just doesn't have the right team, and um I think that Drea has consistently been a prime example of why it's important to have experts when it comes to marketing and branding. And also people who have a pulse on the culture, who can really read the room to be able to guide you. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not I understand the perspective of like, I mean, the air is, you know, the air is dirty, whatever, the purifier, but that little purifier machine is not gonna do anything for wildfire toxins. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, I beyond it being like tone deaf because of the fire devastation, I think there's a level of underlying tone of kind of like classism, because those purifiers aren't cheap, and you're promoting it at a time of devastation to people who, if they were impacted by this wildfire, I don't think spending $200-300 on a air purifier is at the top of their list right now. So yeah, I want my girl to get a better team, or listen to her team, because sometimes, you know, anybody who's worked with like celebrities understand that they do what they want to do. So yeah.
What do you think, Dr. T?
Everything
You
Kenya said.
if you don't got nothing nice to
Outside of it,
say.
I love my girl Drea. Outside of that, I think that Drea has always been controversial. She's always gone further. Um, she's always gone further than necessary. This was completely the wrong time to do any of the kind of promotion that she was talking about doing. I agree with Kenya. We have gotten to a point where understanding just brand values and brand ethics, and then working with the team that understands how to implement those. Because if she would have had someone beside her say, you know what, this is not the time. Like, this is now, it's not the time to try to profit off of someone else's trauma or issues or what they're going for or what they're going through. But I mean, what more can we expect from Drea? If it was somebody else, I'd be surprised. But it's Drea, and this is what she does.
Dang.
Um, and sadly, I mean, people are just tired. You know, like to see how many people have lost their life, to see how many people have lost their homes, and you want me to purchase an air purifier when the government is having to step in and give me $770 so I can get my medicine and just get some basic necessities. It doesn't make sense. But she's not the only celebrity that was out of touch with reality from that. Like, a lot of people have tried to monetize someone else's trauma.
During the time.
And yeah, I don't
Yeah.
expect anything more from her, honestly.
Honestly,
It was like, okay.
I think I want to add to Dr. C what you said about I think going back to brand alignment. For some people, I mean, like, that's what they want to do, is like they're just looking for a profit. And to be honest, you know, we live in a society where like devastation and natural disasters are how a lot of people tend to profit. And come up on their riches. So if that's a person's brand and like that's what you're trying to do, then I mean, tone deaf away.
And for the comment,
Yeah.
it's not wrong to capitalize on need, right? Because there are companies who have air purifiers. That's not what Drea is known for. So it would be different if this was coming from an actual brand who was known for air purification, who was known to supply that. That would be different because they're already in that line. That's what they're doing. That's what they're known for. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to donate some to the area so that it can benefit. This is Drea who sells bathing suits, saying, you know what,
Oh,
You
we
know,
need some clear air. Like, it does not align. This is so completely outside of what she does. And it's not like I would respect it more if she was talking about air purification in her house for her newborn. Right? Like,
Mm.
okay, let
Oh
me tell
my
you how I get rid of
Gosh.
the dog dander in my home with a new baby, but she wasn't. She was using, okay, we have some wildfires, the air is horrible. Let me show y'all this air purifier while I got on my bathing suit.
yeah,
I'm
or
not doing
relating to allergies or something like real
something.
time relevant things. And then again, going back to her, whoever is on her team, because I think Drea is famous enough and successful enough now that she likely has a team supporting her with it.
Hopefully.
Whoever's I hopefully whoever had the idea, whoever created whoever drafted the script and all of that. Yeah, no, that and that's the
You
person
need
that
to
I'm
cut it.
like, we need to go do
Okay.
some training.
All right, y'all. Let's switch gears. I have another story that I want to share. Have y'all heard of this Heineken 0.0?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so basically, if you have not heard about this, this is a beer that's not a beer. And if you don't know, January is dry month, and a lot of people are not partaking in the drinking. And so Heineken as a brand, they've decided to come out with a beer that's not a beer, especially for people who go out and they're social, but they don't want to deal with other people saying like, "Oh, you're not drinking? You want to drink? You want to drink?" So this is like a way to make not drinking cool. What do y'all think about this? KP, what
Um,
you think?
I think it's um I think it's a win for Heineken because they're tapping into another um target or a demographic that's often kind of lost. Um I will say that this is a trend that I'm noticing kind of emerging across the board. I'm seeing more like non-alcoholic bars and things like that that are coming up. But I think it's kind of it's a smart move on Heineken's part to where okay, so if you're not gonna drink, we have an option for you where we're still gonna be able to profit off of your decision to not drink beer or alcoholic beer.
That's a smart business decision. Anything to add, Dr. T?
the same. It was
It's
super
the
super
same.
strategic. It's one of those things where Heineken just show like you could do a case study on what Heineken just did, and it shows being in tune with not only the audience that you currently have, because that doesn't mean that they've stopped selling beers, but they are also trying to penetrate a new market and realize the value of that market and
Mhm.
met them exactly with the need that they or with the solution that they were looking for. And so, I mean, Heineken, I mean, we'll definitely see some awards for that campaign. They'll win some awards for that. I'm curious to see what it looks like on Super Bowl Sunday.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
That
oh,
ad on
but
Super
you,
Bowl
I
Sunday would be crazy.
yeah, because the ad that they had for this campaign was dope. I don't have it here,
Hmm.
but they're really creative with the marketing campaigns. And I'll add, if you're a business owner that is watching this and you are trying to figure out how to like really up your game in 2025, one thing that I want to point out is a mistake that a lot of us make where we sit behind the scenes and we start trying to figure out, okay, I'm gonna add a new product, I'm gonna add a new service, but we haven't really tapped into what our people, our customers, our audience, what direction they're going in, what their pain points are, what they're dealing with. And therefore, we're just creating new stuff for no reason that's not actually going to get the result that we want, which is more revenue or more brand notoriety. So, learn from Heidegger. That's what I would say.
Hmm.
Learn from them.
And
All right,
learn
so
from
we're
what
gonna
you just said. Hold on, wait. Give yourself credit for what you just said because that is true. A lot of brands don't do that. Your marketing, your strategy is not what you want people to hear, it's what they need to hear. And that's what a lot of people fail at in marketing. It's like they just want to talk about their brand, like, oh, let me tell you about my pretty new coat. No. So yeah, give yourself credit for what you just told the business owners.
yes, yes, y'all got to start listening to the people. In 2025, we're gonna talk about what's trending and what's trash, but in 2025, pay attention to your audience. Okay. All right, so we got a couple more stories, and then we're gonna move into trend or trash, and then we're gonna close out with a business owner needs some help, y'all. They out here yelling, SOS, please save me. So me and my girls, we're gonna try to see what we could do. All right, so I hate to do this. I really hate to do this.
Fine.
But I gotta talk about my girl, Angel Reese. All right. So if you don't know, recently Angel Reese just covered she just landed the cover of Vogue. These are some of the pictures. I will say based on like social media feedback and some of the comments and things that I was reading, some people um they were for, they were for the cover. They was feeling it. A lot of people, including myself, I wasn't really feeling the cover of the photos. I could instantly tell that they had a photographer that looked like this and not like this, because um the lighting just wasn't giving what I wanted it to give. But the question here, and I'm gonna switch views real quick. Angel Reese has gotten a lot of flack for being focused on, and this is people's perception, being focused on being an influencer and stuff instead of an athlete. So giving um she's been out here responding to the criticism that she's gotten. So people told her to cover up. She was like, I covered up. You know what I'm saying? I got me a Vogue cover. So what's up? But what do y'all think about Angel Reese as an influencer? And if you were on her PR team, how would y'all help her kind of pivot with her brand a little bit? Or does she even need the pivot?
She doesn't need to pivot. She does. So you have to understand that Angel Reese was part of that first class of NIL athletes in college. She learned how to be a student athlete and an influencer in the same breath. Angel Reese made more as a student athlete than most adults will make in their entire life. So this is what her
Mm.
brand is. You don't have her pivot, and I think a lot of people is their issue with Angel is not the fact that she's an influencer. They've always had an issue with Angel because of who she was as a basketball player. So if I was her publicist, I would be like, girl, what cover we doing next?
What are
Like,
we
because
doing?
that's what she's known for. Like, she came into the WNBA with brand deals, and so you telling me that Angel Reese needs to stop being an influencer and settle for making the $76,000 a year as a WNBA player when she was making millions as a college student? The math is not mathing. So I just tell people, build a bridge and find a way to get over it, because Angel Reese's brand is killing it, just like Caitlin Clark's brand is killing it, just like Flage's brand is killing it. Like, we just have to start accepting that college athletes are the new influencers when it comes to sports. Period.
I just find it interesting. Actually, I don't. I don't find it interesting because this is like we're not having this conversation about young male athletes. Full stop. Like they can be in the tabloids for doing literal controversial things, and yeah, it'll be a little buzz, but then people quickly get over it. This, like, stop policing what Angel does with her body. This has been going on for whatever. It doesn't matter what Angel does at this point. She could wear a turtleneck, long sleeves down to her fingertips, all the way down to her toenails. She can sit up in her room reading books all day, whatever you want to call it. Somebody's going to have something to say about it. Mm-hmm. So my advice to her would be, when we go back to the hot buzzword of 2024 was with authenticity. Mm-hmm. I would be telling her to be your authentic self, mm-hmm. right? Like center that in what you're doing, and then we'll find the. If I was her publicist, it's like we're gonna align ourselves with the brand opportunities that connect with you as a person, because you can't fake that. And I think, she's still so young. Like, she should be able to enjoy herself and figure out. She's still learning who she is, like, as a woman and as a person, while under the public gaze. And she's a professional athlete, so she's holding so many different things. So if I was her publicist, it would just be to essentially kind of be a line of defense for her, and just helping her choose the deals that she's gonna connect with and feel proud of, and for working with.
And Caitlin Clark is get these same deals. Caitlin Clark is also making millions from brand deals. but there's no issue, there's no conversation about that. So we have to make sure that there's equity in NIL and in brand deals.
And also, and because I'm
Yeah.
gonna take it there, I think it's also a bit of kind of what I'm gonna term is like the Meg the Stallion effect right now. Like confident black women who are like confident in their sexuality, in their beauty, and have a commanding presence, that intimidates a lot of people and it upsets them. And I think that that's another reason why Angel receives so much criticism
Mm-hmm.
on some of the decisions that she makes. Again,
You
hard
know
stop.
what? I ain't gonna hold y'all. I think y'all both have made some good points. I'm gonna go in a different direction on this though, because yes, I agree with, you know, she is she came up in a time where being an influencer and being an athlete, that wasn't so much a thing, especially for like college age athletes and black women, because we know that the WNBA, Angel Reese basically did a rebrand all by herself with the league. But what I will say is, I think I would like for to see her be more intentional about her brand. A lot of times when I'm seeing her on social media, it's not giving I'm a professional athlete. One, I think she needs a stylist, because, and this is not just Angel Reese, and it's not so much about sexuality, but I'm tired of seeing people sell sex on social media. I'm just tired of seeing ass and tits, okay? And I think that when it comes to her, she's a beautiful woman. And when it comes to us being black women, I think that there is a certain, not line, but there's a balance on how we represent ourselves. And I would just like to see a little bit more intentionality. That's just my 2 cents. Now, we're going to switch gears to the last story before we go into trend or trash. And we're going to talk about, have y'all heard about Twitch's wife? He, she done put her hands up. Oh, wait. What? Wrong story there. Oops. Let me find this story about Twitch's wife. So, if you don't know,
Mm, mm, mm.
do I have it? Well, I don't have it up. Twitch's wife, she had she put out a book, right? And or she's putting out a book. And
Mm,
she recently went on to I believe it was People Magazine's platform
mhm.
um to promote her book. And Homegirl just wasn't, I can't pull up the story right now, but Homegirl just started spilling all the tea about what was going on behind the scenes with Twitch.
Mm,
So, and I'm gonna start off with my opinion on this. And we got Greg in the chat. He says, so sad. Yes.
it's,
So
it's,
there were a lot of opinions about this, but basically, if you don't know, she is publishing this book now. Her daughter said that it's not a tell-all book, right?
she didn't tell it
But
all, so she got published to tell
she
all.
didn't went, yeah, she didn't went on to this major platform and started talking about his alleged drug use. And you have debates going on in social media about, was it appropriate? And we hear a lot of people saying black women stay out of it. We're gonna sit this one out because this is who he chose. So I don't really have an opinion about that, but my thoughts are, girl, who is your publicist? Who who told you to do this? Who told you that this was the best way to promote your book? Because from a marketing perspective, from a branding perspective, that is such a huge stain on not only your rollout campaign, but a black man's legacy. Like we got Greg in the chat. He said we destroying this man's legacy over, and he can't be there to defend himself. So, Tracy, what do you think?
I think that it was disgusting, especially with like when you see everything that has come out since then, like the fact that she had his mom sign an NDA to his funeral before she could come in. She had to sign an NDA, and then she said she found a cornucopia of drugs in a shoebox right before his funeral, and there were things, drug, which mushrooms and pills and things she had to look up. And I think that I'm now, granted, I'm not a wife, right? However, I can't imagine that in my husband's death, my first thing would be to monetize this idea because everybody loved Twitch. Twitch was like America's superhero. He could dance, he was funny, he was personable, he cared, he was genuine. And now all of that is tarnished with, oh, he was a drug addict. And it's like, what I feel like
Ooh.
Cardi B, what is the reason? What is the reason?
To
And
sell books, baby.
but I can't. There was nothing else to talk about. Everybody was already looking for the book because people were in love with who Twitch was as a man. She could have just told about the good times and still sold millions, but now you have created this. Nobody's going to purchase the book from, and even to the point where like they said, like Ellen is disgusted with it because that's just not something that you do. She treated that man, a man who loved her, a man who loved her child like his own, adopted her child and even her daughter. That's what some of the backlash is about too, because her daughter kept referring to him as Stephen. Like, well, Stephen had, and we couldn't see
Mm.
Stephen. And everybody was like, okay, well, this is a man who adopted you. This is a man who loved you as his own. And this is what you choose to do? Is to tell people he was a drug addict of mushrooms, pills, and substances you had to look up. Like cornucopia? That
That's a
makes
that's a vocab word for your ass. Talking
that
about
that
cornucopia
makes
of drugs. I'm
like
like,
this
but
man,
then
he
I
was
read
the
something that was
plug.
like he was only smoking weed. I was like, okay, which one is it? Because she said she had to look up
A
the information.
cornucopia, a cornucopia. She made that man sound like he was the plug. Like she went in his closet, pulled down a shoebox, found one shoebox of money and one shoebox of the actual drugs, and was like, "Okay, shit, I gotta flip something because my husband gone." Like she just, I don't know. I'm not a fan. She lost me completely. A lot of people have unfollowed her on social media. She's hurt
Yeah.
not only her, she hurt her brand more than she hurt his legacy.
What do you think, KP?
Baby, I'm gonna stay out of these rich people business. I'm
I
not be quiet.
look, let's stay over here in our tax bracket, okay? All right. So we are going to move it on along and we're going to talk about what is trendy or trash. We're going to move quickly through this because I really want to get to this business owner question. And they really need some help, child. So I want to be able to give them some advice. So the first thing that we're going to talk about when it comes to trending or trash, and just give me a yay or nay of what y'all think about this. So yesterday it was in the headlines that Mr. Elon Musk was in the running to buy TikTok. What y'all had thought? What y'all think about this?
TikTok came back and said, "Hell no, you ain't."
Trash.
Yeah, it was trash immediately. TikTok came back. TikTok came back and was like, "We have no we can't comment on what's not real." Like
Next
they said that.
caller.
So
They said
Bloomberg,
15.
yeah, they
Next.
said absolutely not,
Next.
absolutely not. I would get
Okay,
off
here we
X.
go.
I would definitely get off TikTok now if he
I wish
bought it.
I had a garbage can.
Yeah. If get on threads, y'all. Get on threads. If you're gonna get on the platform, we like threads a little bit over here. All right. So the next thing, have y'all seen uh Fashion Nova's new social media strategy? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? So these folks, instead of posting just influencer ads, now they post like quotes that are the ads that they share. So some of the examples are um they posted, I saw this ad, it was like right person, wrong time. Nah, more like wrong person, waste of time. But they've been posting these as ads. What do y'all think about this? This is
I
like a very is this
but
a trend or is this trash?
I go with trend. I hate it. I love this because it's like, what is one of the biggest trends that was happening over the past years? Folks do carousels are coming back and
Yep.
people adding the quotes and stuff in their carousels. This is a great way for Fashion Nova to like continue to brand themselves for people screenshotting or when someone sees a quote that they posted,
Mhm.
it's like, oh, that's me, girl. reposting it on the story. Like, I'll
Mm-hmm.
do it.
I agree.
What you think,
Trend.
Pastor?
I love it. I love it. Trend. I think it makes it more relatable. It makes Fashion Nova more relatable too, because when you look at some of the models, you're like, okay, that's a cute outfit on you, but I'm not shaped like that. So this brings
Ooh.
relatability to the brand.
And no offense to anybody with one, but BBLs are going out of style. Like you saying that is making me think that might be why. Like seriously, because their infamous model that I don't know her name, but I know her face anywhere, and I'm like,
No, Joey?
I
No,
think so.
something.
But her body is. Anytime I see her on something, I'm like, I gotta go really study these measurements because it's nothing about me shaped
It's
like
not gonna fit me like that.
okay. Like, and in my mind, I want it to look like what it looked like on her. It's not. And
It's
so,
not.
but there is this trend right now, folks. Slimming back down, and I'm wondering if this is kind of part of why they're going this direction with this trend.
Yeah, I agree, y'all, because I agree with Fashion Nova's whole social media marketing strategy. If you haven't paid attention, then you should probably start paying attention to brands like Fashion Nova because they have a whole personality. Like their
Mm-hmm.
brand is a personality. So they switch back and forth and try new things when it comes to how they reach their audience. And to be candid, they know they people. Like people love to repost what's his name, Justin LeBoy, or now he has like a podcast, but people love to repost quotes and things like that. So this is right on the money when it comes to being innovative with your social media strategy and how you connect. I would say if you're a business owner, take notes on this trend and start getting creative with how you show up in 2025. All right. Last trend or trash story. We're going to talk about Instagram. So, Instagram has been rolling out a bunch of new features. They basically TikTokified the platform, right? But one of the things that they've added is this new thing where you can do a trial reel. So, this is a screenshot of just like what it looks like. So, you can go in, decide that you want to post a reel and test it out to your audience. So if you click the trial reel, it'll show your reel to people that are not your followers for up to 72 hours. So if it does well in 72 hours, then it'll automatically post to your feed. What do you all think about this? Now, before you answer, I've done some research and I've gotten some feedback from a few influencers, and you know, it's mixed reviews. I'll just say that. I'll say it's mixed reviews. But what do y'all think? Is this a trend or is this trash? Is this a waste of time?
No, I think it's a trend. I mean, the marketer in me, that's A/B testing,
Yeah.
right? You're testing your content. So the marketer in me is like, yes. And they're seeing the one thing Mark Zuckerberg can do well is swerve into a lane. And he saw TikTok's lane like merging. So he was like, let me swerve in real quick. And this is a feature that if it was available on TikTok, I think that it would perform well over there too. So I say trend.
Yeah, I agree because I was immediately thinking, oh, this is just A/B testing. I think it's going to be great for folks that are selling a product or influencers on Instagram. My hesitation about it though is with it talking about putting it on your feed. I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I care about it getting
What
posted
my
on my
followers
feed.
think.
I don't see anything that people that I follow. I don't see their stuff on my feed anymore anyway. So it's like the testing version of it is like it feels like the end all be all considering the direction that Instagram has moved. But maybe they're planning some innovations to make the feed algorithm a little bit better because the changes that they've done in recent years to me has just made my Instagram experience not very pleasurable. But it's very possible I'm an anomaly on it.
Yeah. And I like
Yeah,
the non-follower aspect of it too. Like the
the
fact
what?
that that non-follower, like they're showing
Uh-huh.
they're showing your content to non-followers. I like that because it almost gives you like it seems like Facebook or I said Facebook, Instagram is moving back towards like a FYP's like for you page or whatever. So like where
Yeah.
it's going to start scrolling randomly. But my thing too, I want to see is okay, so if it performs however it performs, if I decide to publish am I able to keep the likes that I got in the trial reel? Or is it like, okay, it did good, so now we're gonna start all over? And it's like, well, if that's the case, then y'all could have kept that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I believe that you can keep, like, what will happen is it will just post to your feed and continue to push through the algorithm. I
Okay.
will say, for if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, creative nonprofit leader, whoever you are, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what is A/B testing? Because both Dr. T
Oh.
and KP mentioned it. A/B testing is simply taking a marketing campaign, an asset. It can be an email, it can be an ad, it can be a post on social media, and you're testing different aspects of that piece of content. So, one, for Instagram, this is a way for you to test what content works better for people that you're trying to reach. When it comes to Instagram, they're moving more towards an interest based platform, meaning they TikTokifying, right? Because they want to focus more on what people are interested in to keep you on the platform. So this is a way for you to reach new people and figure out what it is that they're interested in, and then recreate that content. So that's just a little tidbit about what A/B testing is, and you can test everything from a reel to an email subject line. Send this email and see how many opens it gets with this subject line, or send this email and change this up. You can A/B test the covers on your reels on social media. There are so many things that you could test to figure out what's going to work. So that's just a little tidbit there. And I would say it's TBD for me to my answer on if this is a trend or trash, because they roll out a lot of different features that I just now, one thing that they've rolled out, I don't know if y'all have seen this, but now you can see how many views that your photos have on Instagram. So back in the day, the only way you could determine if your post, like your picture post or word post, got any engagement was based on the likes or the shares. Now you can go and you can look at the views on each photo, and that'll give you some feedback. And then the other thing is, with the platform, say you have a reel, now it'll show you um how many people, like, what's the percentage of the reel that people watched. So,
Mhm.
like, the watch time, like, and that's a feature that YouTube has, that a lot of creators love on the platform. But Instagram is now giving you better ways to really track to see what's working, so that you can get better at showing up on their platform, and they can keep people coming back to the platform. So that's just a little bit of tea on that. All right, so now let's move on to us closing out the show with SOS. Please, someone help me. Okay, so I'm about to read this letter from a business owner, and we are going to help them figure it out. Okay, so let's see what this letter talking about. Oh, wrong. Look, I can't see. I gotta put my glasses on for that. Okay, here go the letter right here. Okay, we're gonna make this. Okay. I have been an entrepreneur for 5 years now, and I have only used social media and word of mouth to promote my business. I'm spending less time on social for personal reasons, and I could care less about promoting my business on there, but I still want my business to grow. I've recently shifted my business services and products, so I'm no longer offering what I used to promote. How would you navigate the shifts of promoting your new services to your current audience? How do you get new eyes on your business without using social media? If that's even a thing, child. Okay. Who wants to start first? What advice do we have for this business owner?
I really wish I knew what type of business they have,
Mhm.
because I do
Okay, I
think.
could give y'all a little bit of tea on that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
So the business is like it's a service-based business, and it's in like videography, production, working with people worldwide.
okay.
No problem.
Oh, you
Come on.
froze me. I
So
didn't know.
it's like videography, production, working with people to help create content in various ways.
Okay, that's helpful because
Oh
one
yeah,
thing
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm a Jackie of all trades. I've done a little bit of everything, and when I think about my time as a real estate agent, one of the biggest thing is generating leads, and that's all marketing. And one of the things, like earlier when we were talking about, um, is social media still the best? I think this is a key point of the importance of diversifying how you're marketing your business. And I think with having a service-based business such as
Wait, hold
videography,
on. You kind of cut out a little bit. What you say? Say that part again.
having a service-based business such as videography, I think that there are a ton of different pathways to be able to get clients with no social media whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to require actually going out and getting in spaces, literally meeting people, depending on what the niche is of their business. Like if they do, focus on corporate
Mm-hmm.
clients, or do they do weddings, or whatever that is, going to trade shows, or going if they do partner with like businesses or universities, going to some businesses and offering services, like offering them at a discounted rate. Another thing that I think is just never gonna not be useful, is email marketing campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way that you're gonna continue to steward your current clients and keep them up to date about what you have new that's coming up, so that they can know about new products and services. And another thing that I think folks have forgotten about is pick up the phone and call. Like that is still very much so a way to generate leads and connect with people. And one, because folks don't tend to expect it. Two, I think there's a whole demographic of people that do still like talk on the phone and things like that. And when you're trying to connect with businesses. Um, so don't try and reinvent the wheel. And I think don't focus on social media as the end all be all, because there are a ton of people who are really successful in business who don't use their social media all the time. Definitely keep that as a portion of your strategy, but there are many different other interventions to get your business out there.
What do you think, Dr. T? That was
I
great advice.
It is,
Uh,
and I think so. Along the lines of what Kenya said, one is who is your audience and where can you find them. So lead generation is something that's a lot of people have gotten away from because social media has made it so easy to connect. However, you have to make sure that you have the capacity to be able to take that on. Right? A lot of small businesses to generate leads effectively requires research. It requires paid subscriptions to certain platforms that can extract information for you. It requires a general knowledge of who your audience is, what you're looking for, what they need from you, and is your ROI going to reflect that? So are you going to be able to make that make sense for you budget wise and time wise, especially in that particular industry? Because videography, that's something that's production, it's shooting up shot or it's setting up shots, it's giving um the actual treatments for videos, and then it's going back and then it's editing and revisions and things like that. So all of those demands that you have currently in your industry, and then adding on top of that needing either a salesperson or becoming your salesperson, can be a lot. And if people have to get in the mindset that the way you view social media personally is not how you view social media professionally. So
Mhm.
just because this particular business owner is fed up with social media from a personal standpoint does not mean that, okay, this I need to give up social media professionally, especially if her audience is creative, right? So like as a creative, are you really going to send an email, a cold email to a or to a creative, and that be what intrigues them? It's not. You need to be able to connect with your audience where there are. Now, if you're looking for decision makers at corporations, if you're looking at this for decision makers at medium-sized businesses, then of course, um, Cold emails, cold calls will definitely work for you. But you have to understand who your audience is, right? So it's not, marketing is not a one size fits all. It will never be a one size fits all. Even if what you're seeing your competition do will might not work for you because your values are different or there's something in the audience that's slightly different. So you have to understand who is it that you're seeking to serve, where can you meet them, and if it's social media, then I'm sorry, Buttercup, you gotta suck it up and keep on social media.
And don't be afraid to outsource either. I mean, well, if you have the means to be able
Mm-hmm.
to outsource this, because I'm a person. I'm they know I'm not on social media like that. Period. Um,
Mhm.
so that's something that if it was highly important to my business success, I'd probably find somebody, or get somebody who enjoys doing that to run my social media. But sometimes you got to roll your sleeves up and get in the trenches when you're trying to build your business. But
Mhm.
no business can be successful without lead generation.
And
It's
bartering, like, so if as a videographer, that is one of, video right now is king when it comes to content. People want to see live action video, people talking to a screen, that kind of thing. So they are in an industry where they can likely find someone who is just starting their digital marketing agency, or who might need video and don't have that, cannot afford to
influence.
keep it in their budget. So barter and find someone who's willing, like, hey, you have a need, I have a service, I have a need, you have a service, how can we help each other?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are great points, especially with the bartering. So, um, I have bartered a lot in my career, but you have to be very strategic about it. We're
Mm-hmm.
not talking about bartering with Sammy on the street
Mm-mm.
who ain't really got nothing going on. Like, if you're gonna barter, it needs to be mutually beneficial for both people. And then I would also say that, like, if you're listening to this and you're trying to figure out, okay, where do I start, the first thing that I would do is really figure out what my specialty is going to be. So, like Tracy and Kenya mentioned, there are so many layers to videography production, helping people come up with the treatment for their work. But so what you need to figure out is, what is the one product or service that I'm going to stick to so that I can promote it. And then what I would do is create a package from that. One package that is the main package, and then you can create a smaller version of that, right? Where this could be for clients who you don't really have to do a lot, right? You just boom, boom, boom. I'll give you a couple of scripts. I can give you, the some checklists, blah blah blah. Put that. This is the mini version of my standard package, and then you figure out the white glove, service version of that package. And then that way, you're not trying to juggle a whole bunch of different products and services, and you're not trying to promote so many things at once. I think that's where a lot of us get messed up at, where we are trying to roll out so many products and services and figure out how to promote everywhere, when you need to figure out that one service that you can scale up, and then that one platform that you can stick to and be consistent on, and from there you can continue to grow. But scale, so I would say bring it on in so you can take it on up a notch. So that's
Okay.
my two
Take it
cents.
on up.
Huh?
Bring it
What you
on in.
say?
Oh, I said, okay, bring it on in, take it on up.
Look, all right. So
I'm
thank
like,
y'all so much
oh, good night.
for what you say, KP.
I was like, when you said it, I was like making the sound. Man, I was like, bring it on in, take it on, in. Bring it on in.
That sound like a line dance. Like we about to
It is. Bring it on
look.
in. Take it on. That's the mantra for 2025. Bring it on in. Take it on up. Bring it on
See,
in.
we're
Take
gonna
it
be
on
around
up.
here doing this at random events. All right, thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Tanisha Westbrook show. I really want to thank my girls, KP and Dr. T, for riding with me during this episode. This was our first time going live together, having our conversations live, and I must say that we did a good job. So clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Okay. If you are a business owner or you're interested in being featured on the show, you want to come and ask your question live, or you want us to give you some advice, you can write in to us. Just shoot us a message on the YouTube and we'll get you locked in. And again, thank y'all for tuning into the Taniesha Westbrook Show, where we break down the hottest stories when it comes to marketing, branding, and business. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the week, and signing out. Bye bye, y'all. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bring it